Why we all need to be proud of our roots, essentially. Hey everybody, it's Tom here from the Company Code, author, educator and public speaker. Today I'm going to talk about the importance of your heritage and your roots, and not necessarily like the importance of like where you come from as such, but the importance of kind of like how it makes you feel and what pride you get from it, okay? I will elaborate on this, of course. I don't mind telling you anything about my background. I can tell you that I am the eldest of 3 children. I have a brother and a sister. My sister I named. Yes, I named my baby sister. She was a baby then, she'll always be my baby, I suppose. I had the casting vote being the eldest child. Mum and Dad said to me, what do you want to call your sister? And I picked the name. And I've done, from that day, that was her name basically. Which I thought was at the time was quite a nice thing, and for my parents to involve a young boy at the time, that was really nice. But the deep message here is quite simple. I feel myself in this day and age, there is a real big problem with identity, and that goes across the board. People have no identity. People are ashamed of identity. They're ashamed of their roots. They're ashamed of where they've come from. We all too easily, the media brings up stereotypes and people get labelled very, very unfairly and very judged unfairly as a result. I'm here to tell each and every one of you, no matter where you hail from, no matter what nationality you class yourself as, no matter what sort of family life you've had, you're important, you're loved, and you 100% matter. Okay? Tolerance of all is something that I've always had. Okay? I believe we should all have more for each other. As I said in my video last week about compassion, compassion is something we should have for ourselves, but equally we should have it for other people. We should be respecting people's beliefs and backgrounds, but equally people, you should respect where you are hailing from and what you are and who you are and what your family is and what it means to you, okay? I'm really proud of my roots. I'm really proud of my family. I owe it all to my grandparents, without a shadow of a doubt. My grandparents that survived World War II. That is, on my mum and dad's, my mum and my dad's parents, my dad's parents, Stanley and Gertrude, my granddad that I knew very well. And then on my mother's side, her parents, Thomas and Frida. Their surviving of World War II meant that I'm standing here in front of this camera tonight. For that, I have to give them credit. We need to be more proud of who we are and where we come from. There is far too much stigma in society today. We shouldn't be looking down our nose at people because they come from a broken family or a rough area. Let me tell you something now. I have personal friends that probably come from really what you'd class as a really unsafe, rough area. And some of the most humble, generous and kind people I've ever had the decency to know. The one such man that I'm not going to mention his name, I took him somewhere once in my car because he didn't drive. Bear in mind he didn't work at the time and he was offering me petrol money, which I had to refuse. I couldn't do that. It isn't about where you're from, it is about who you are and what you have become as a result of your environment and your upbringing, okay? Remember, these two conditions are set from a very, very early age. In the first 7 years, pretty much everything that goes in here will pretty much shape your life if you let it. I'm starting to break free of some of that. Not that it's bad, but the stuff that we are fed from day one, not all of it is relevant, not all of it is true. But the point I'm trying to make here is your background, your family, and your health. Who you are as a person matters. What you stand for matters. What you believe in matters. Even if the next person doesn't agree with you, you are just as important as the next person. Don't think for 1 second you're not. And be proud of your roots. Be proud of where you're from, who you are. Love your family. Your family, no matter what sort of family in background you have, whether you was just, you didn't have a dad on the scene, or whether you had a mother and a father, whether you were brought up by another relative, whether you have foster parents. My best friend, his blood parents, he never knew them. His dad wasn't there. His mother died in childbirth, giving birth to him. What he calls mum and dad is not his real parents, but he loves them like they are, and it's not affected him as a person. Not that, he's fine. He's totally fine, and like the best friend I've ever had, and a great man. Guys, far too much negative stereotyping in the media and the newspapers, and people turning the nose up at people because of where they're from, who they are. I'm telling you now, your family are worth more than any amount of money, and worth their weight in gold. Last year, I had COVID. For back end of October last year, I was off work, and my parents really helped me because I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't leave the house. Obviously, I'd been fine. Your family are always there, no matter what. Any good family will be alright, no matter what. Family bonds, blood is thicker than water, whatever you want to say, are there for life. My brother and my sister, no matter where they end up, no matter what they do with their lives, I'm always going to be there for them. And the same goes for any member of my exterior family, my cousins, aunts, uncles, great aunts, everybody. And I have a huge family, so that's a lot of people to keep happy. But the reason for this video is I want you to see that there is value in your heritage and what you hold and believe in, what you stand for and what you are and who you are. Please don't ever lose sight of what you are, where you've come from. No matter where life takes you. If you suddenly become the richest person in the planet tomorrow, don't be this jerk that's, rubbing it people's faces in it. Remember that we all had to come from humble backgrounds and beginnings. Some of us weren't as lucky as even to be classed as humble. Some of us have come from absolute poverty. Some of us have been lucky. I count myself as lucky, but I wouldn't say I was ever rich, never ever. But the point I'm trying to make here is believe and love who you are and what you're about, okay? Because there are plenty of people out there who will try and drag you down through life. And I'm here to tell you to know that you do not let them do that. Alright? Pride. Pride in you, pride in your family, pride in where you are, where you're from, what you stand for, okay? Each and every human being has that right. I'm here to drive that message home tonight. I appreciate you listening. This is my third and final video of the week. Thank you all for listening for now. Third and final video, as I said, third of 3. And put down in the comment section below if this message resonates with you. Are you someone that you say you're a family man? Are you somebody that values your heritage, your upbringing? And even if you don't, do you accept that obviously certain things are conditional and that we can't help always. We can try and change in later life and hope that we can change, Remember to hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a thumbs up and a like. And let's hear that bell sign go ding dong so you know when my next video is out. Until then, I wanted to say thank you all very, very much for listening as always. I really appreciate every single one of you. Much love. Have a great weekend, take care of yourselves, and I'll be back in a couple of days with my next upload for the start of the week. Bye for now.